Meanwhile, the Action Alliance led by Adekunle Omoaje, leadership of the party, says it will write the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami over alleged failure of INEC to recognize its candidates despite valid court orders. Omoaje, the national chairman of AA, also said that foreign embassies would be petitioned over INEC's refusal to obey court judgment. He spoke at a program to mark his 69th birthday organized by the party members yesterday evening in Abuja. There's more in this report.
The AA chairman, who spoke at a program to mark his 69th birthday organized by party members on Sunday evening in Abuja, therefore called on President Muhammadu Buhari to call INEC under the leadership of Professor Mahmood Yakubu to order.
Buhari, the way he was leading us, that he will lead us successfully, especially for him to sign this new electoral act. He has done a very wonderful thing. He has left a legacy that we be remembering him for. The last one that I want to beg the president and commander-in-chief is to try and make sure, if that one will be his last work in the office, is to try to probe that commission, INEC. INEC is too corrupt. If they probe INEC, they will know that all those ministry and other institutions that they are probing, that it is a child play.
Omoaje said the failure of INEC to invite him to the recent meeting it had with political parties chairman, but invited Mr. Kenneth Udeze, the sacked AA chairman, instead, was lawless. He assured all parties, candidates and supporters of getting justice.
You yourself can see all our candidates around. They were going on with their campaigning because we know that Professor Mahmood Yakubu didn't have the power to stop them from campaigning and contesting this election. All what he can do is what he just doing. He was just enjoying himself with Kenneth Udeze for some time. It will reach a stage where this thing will end, whether he like it or not.
Also speaking, the presidential candidate of AA, Solomon David Okanibwan, said though INEC had refused to recognize his candidacy, that had not stopped his underground campaign. He reminded that the Electoral Act 2022 had a provision which talked about cancellation of election where there was omission of name of candidate who was supposed to participate in the process. Okanibwan described the court as a supreme body where justice can be gotten.
The law of the land, which is the court of law, has given several judgments. They have no option than to obey the law. The Electoral Act has some articles concerning this. That if you leave out a candidate for an election, that election should not hold. Either it is cancelled or it should not hold. So they don't have any option other than to implement what the court asked them. They didn't waste time in the case of Machina Lawa, so they shouldn't waste time for our own case. After they implemented Machina Lawa, there was also an appeal, which the court of appeal gave the judgment and affirmed the judgment of that favors Machinas against Lawa. So they should implement speedily, but won't stop at campaigning.
Okanibwan, however, commended the ongoing exercise for the collection of permanent voters' cards.